Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers, geezers, geeks, Mandolorians, and games consoles aficionados alike. It's this week's Monkey Nut Bunch podcast, and I'm joined by two reprobates. One from Tyrak and the other one from Thailand.
Thailand.
Is that because I run?
I think I've probably done more running than you in the last month.
But good news, people. Keith's sorted out his internet.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, I don't know. But I have a backup plan today. I can reach over and grab a cable.
And on that note, we're trying to keep things punchy and quick and what's it? And stuff. So, this week, we've got lots of stuff to be talking about. We've got some movie news, a little bit of movie news, a little bit of TV news. Me and Nigel want to talk big time about the Xbox Series X/XS releases. And then we've got the Mandolorian to talk about, followed up with a what's going on here story. So we'd like to get into things quickly. So we're going to go to the movie news first. Okay, so with the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, apparently they are redoing the Joker-ish, apparently. Maybe. I don't know. They're putting the Joker into the Justice League, and apparently he's going to be different to what he was, the craziness that he was in the Suicide Squad. Now, I don't know how to take this because he says it's road weary, all this stuff. Why? I'm sorry, Jared Leto, you're shit as a Joker. Just accept it and move on. Yeah? John Wayne made Genghis Khan, and that was shit. And he just actually died after that. They actually reckon that the place he went to, where they filmed in New Mexico, was so poisonous, it's what killed him, put him over the edge. But he moved on. He had the graciousness to move along with dignity.
Literally moved on. Literally moved on.
So Jared Leto, no, we've had enough of you. Have we had enough of him? I'm sorry.
Yes.
He's still a thing, isn't he?
Does. Well, I'll say this: he looks interesting in Morbius. And
yeah, but that's not the Joker, Keith. That doesn't count.
Yeah, no,
that's
hang on.
No, I
don't. No, I mean moving on from the actor.
Hang on, let me give it context. Hold on a second. If he moves on to be Morbius, he's okay. We ain't got a problem with that. We got a problem with playing the Joker that we shit at.
Let me give it context. I dislike the Joker so much that the actor can move on, as in move under the rock that he crawled out from, because he was so bad. But I think Zack Snyder is, by all accounts, got HBO over a barrel, is now no longer making a movie. He's making a fucking TV series, because that's how it's going to be released. And so this isn't the Snyder Cut. This isn't the thing that everybody campaigned to release. This is not what he intended the original film to be. This is some great big long fucking massive opus that he's adding parts to, because now that HBO have announced it, he's fucking conning them out of as much bloody money as he can. Let's face it, I've never been a Zack Snyder fan, really, at all. I mean, okay, The Watchmen was okay, but I've not liked what he did with the DC universe at all. At least the only thing I can say as a positive is at least the sort of director's cut of the Batman versus Superman made sense. It's still a shit movie, but at least it makes sense. I'll let him do it. I mean, let's face it, it was shit when it came out of the cinema. Okay, it's going to probably be a bit like the Batman versus Superman, where it's going to make a bit more sense, but it's still just going to be a turd. Just okay. 12 Cochrane turd instead of a 1.
The problem is when you describe Cochranes, I think of Terra Cochranes, as in the unit of power in Star Trek. So I think that Star Trek measures their things in Terra turds. But then again, I've stopped watching Star Trek Discovery, so they might have done while I've been away. Look, he wants to make it for HBO. They want to make something big and shiny and stuff, and they spend a lot of money on TV shows. For example, it was like 140 million for Star Trek first season of Star Trek Discovery that Netflix paid just for the rights, let alone the production and all that stuff. Yeah, so they literally covered all their productions. 140 million. That's not much to have a 3-part mini series for HBO Max. I think it might be good, but this is making me worry because Jared Leto was shit. It was one of those things you need to kind of brush to one side, just go, shh, everything will be fine. But yeah, it's garbage. Nigel, you got any thoughts on this before I move on to talking of turds? Move on to our next story.
I mean, Jared Leto, he's an acquired taste, and he is okay in some things that require this nerdy shit talking sort of nervous energy sort of person, which the Joker is not. It was a poor casting, really. I don't know much about the Joker. I just think Heath Ledger just can't be beat. I'm right with that person, aren't I? Because my memory's shot.
Yeah, you're thinking if you're thinking Chris, if you're not thinking the Joaquin Phoenix version.
No, I haven't seen that film.
I still think that Joker joke there's like proto Joker, which is the Joaquin Phoenix one, and proper Joker, which is the thingy, because it's that kind of one. But then again, there are supposed to be 3 different Jokers, aren't there? What's it? There's what do you call it? There's the Agent of Chaos. There's the psychotic prankster, and then there's the serial killer one. So
Heath he didn't serial killer, wasn't he?
Sorry.
Heath was the
no, he was the Agent of Chaos.
Oh,
yeah. He even described himself as the Agent of Chaos.
Oh, okay.
But not with, because he just wanted to fuck everything up. That's why he was blowing up hospitals and tons of shit like that.
Yeah, which they literally did in that film, which was
they did,
awesome.
Didn't they? He was quality. I don't think he'll ever be beat as a Joker, and that's his legacy, really. Heath was fantastic. So, no, I've got nothing really to add apart from just go away, Jared Leto. Leave Joker alone.
Okay, and on that note of telling people to go away, I'm gonna say it now that Warner Brothers have shit the bed early so I can get it out of my system. All right, God, bloody hell. All right, so Amber Heard, who's kind of put responsible for domestic abuse, shall we say, alleged domestic abuse, I'll add in there for legal reasons, and is going through a fucking horrible court cases and whatnot with Johnny Depp at the moment, who people have gone like, can you just... She seems like a, what do you call it, gold digger kind of person. How can I put it? Is going to get a bigger role in Aquaman 2, which, I'll be honest with you, it's not going to work very well for her because a lot of people kind of turned off on her at the moment, and they've got another story that follows this one. I was about to state it, but people aren't interested in her in doing this shit. We don't want her in this shit. What's going on here? I would understand if Warner Brothers turned around and said they're going to leave Amber Heard in and leave Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beasts, what he got fucking kicked out of, which you guys talked about last week. It would, if they just left both of them in there and just went, shh, we don't talk about that stuff, that would be acceptable. Or if they kicked them both out and went, you know what, we don't want your domestic shit here on our sets, just get on with it yourselves. Bye. That would make sense. But to promote one over the other seems a little unfair. But then again, our current society is asking for equality, but promoting iniquity at the moment, which is fucking annoying.
But this is what
there's a line in here. In this article somewhere here, that pretty. You say your thought. Let me find this line, and you say your thought, Keith.
Right. I mean, you know, you can say what you like about the court case, that Johnny Depp lost the court case, and the Sun very much labelled him a wife beater this week in a really a problematic post. I personally hope, because I don't believe he is a wife beater. I think he was in a I'm not going to use this term. He was in a relationship that just didn't work. And from what you look at that court case, it was 6 a dozen and half of the other. You know, I mean, she did a shit on the bed. Something that has never been denied, I might point out, right? That's not normal behavior. She
There
has
are
done things and
recordings.
thrown things at him, some things that she did not deny in the court case. So she is guilty of domestic violence because she never counter-argued it. They never denied it in open court, per se.
On
So
that, there's
Yeah.
actually a recording of her saying that she has done these things, which was dismissed by
Yeah.
the judge as evidence, because this is not a court case between her and Johnny. She was merely a witness for the Sun newspaper, which we all know is the scummiest of the scum newspapers. But it was between Johnny and the Sun, and she was a witness for the Sun. So these things couldn't be brought into it, which is a shame. Really. Well,
but
we'll discuss it a bit.
But
I
they
found
were
the-
shown, some things were discussed in open court, and it is not the behavior of a sane person. It's certainly not the behavior of the role model. Now, Johnny Depp has been asked to leave the whatever Harry Potter franchise, Fantastic Beasts franchise, because he has been labelled as a wife beater or a woman beater, right? So therefore, the studio has seen that as bad rep and has asked him to leave. But apparently, because it's 2020 and she's a woman, so in other words, because she doesn't have a certain male anatomy, therefore the rules don't apply to her. That shitting in a bed is perfectly fine. And according to the studio, if they were to fire her after Johnny Depp has been proven to have beaten her, that would have a massive backlash.
Can I just this is what I think Warner Brothers are currently doing.
I wonder if it's loaded.
Yeah, I found a bit of the article here. It says,
then share away, Nigel. Share away.
All right, let me do that. Let me just share because
I think
taken time.
there is. I'm sorry, I'm trying to cover for you while you were sharing. I think at the moment that we are suffering from iniquity. At the moment, things aren't even, and it's actually pissing me off to a great extent. And if someone actively says this to me, I will just argue with them until they run away. I'll go blue, and I'll pass out or have to sleep before I give up, because I'm just tired of this shit. They call it inclusivity, but the rules are uneven.
So this is what they're saying: removing Mira from Aquaman 2, in short, doesn't champion diversity and recasting an actress perceived as victim of abuse. Perceived. Despite worse charges lodged against her, would mean bad PR in the minds of executives. That, in a nutshell, is why
she did a shit in the marital bed. She shit in the bed.
That's the one story out of all of this I can't. She almost chopped his finger off with a glass bottle.
Yep. He had to have it surgically reattached.
He's got audio recordings of her slapping him.
Yeah,
and punching him,
and she admitted in an audio recording that she hit him. She didn't punch him. She hit him.
She
admitted that she could get away with it too.
Yeah,
that was the worst bit.
In fact, I go on.
The one other thing, she has previous, because her ex has also come forward and said he has also been abused by her.
Yeah. Yep.
And everyone's believing her.
What I find funny is also Johnny Depp's exes who have clear reasons to hate him have come forward and said, no, he's not a fucking wife beater. He may be a git, but he's not a wife beater.
I know we've sort of migrated into the next story anyway.
Yeah. Let's move straight into it, and we can carry on the conversation, because apparently at the moment there is who pressed the button?
I thought I was removing mine.
Right, anyway, at the moment there is a petition on change.org which gets lots of things done, apparently.
It gives you the mood of
I've seen court orders overturned with change.org. It's sitting at about 1.3 million people saying that they want to have Amber Heard removed. It's heading up to 1.5 million. I imagine it will probably get there by the end of the week. I'm tempted actually to log in now and put my name against it. Do you know who I feel sorry for out of all this? I feel sorry for Jason Momoa. Because, this is like his vehicle. to make him big and popular, and she's stealing all the fucking limelight, and she might ruin the fucking film for him.
Talking about Jason, and he's really good, by the way. He was after Game of Thrones in the first season when he was killed off. He was in so much debt. He was bankrupt essentially until Aquaman came along and really propelled him up and took him out of debt, and he started doing really well for himself and stuff like that. Aquaman is his vehicle that he has used to propel himself forward.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for Jason, who's sort of going to get caught up in it.
It's funny because I like Stargate Atlantis, and the first time I ever saw him was in Stargate Atlantis as Ronan, which I really enjoyed watching him in, because he had, I
didn't realise he was in that.
Didn't you realise he was in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his first time. He was in Baywatch, I think, before that. Baywatch Nights. Don't judge him.
Nice, it's fine. It's fine. You don't even realise that the device they go through to get to another planet. It's called a fucking Stargate.
The ring.
The ring thing. What's it?
The ring star.
Yeah. This shit. Yeah. I am sick of this. I am absolutely sick to my fucking back teeth. This sounds really horrible. I'm sorry to people who have jobs in kind of movie theaters and whatnot, but they need to go. They need to lose a big stream of their money. They need to have the legs cut out from underneath them to understand that what they're doing isn't right. My internet is going screwy.
I think they might, because I think this is going to backfire on them. I'd be surprised, because Johnny Depp is going to appeal this. If he wins it, which I really hope he does, because I'd like to see him stick it to the sun.
Right. I'd like to point out, Keith, that slander cases very difficult to disprove.
Yeah.
Yeah. That all they have to do is just put a bit of wording at the beginning, and the whole thing gets thrown out. Yeah. Because they can sit there and say Johnny Depp. They can have a headline saying Johnny Depp wife beater. Johnny Depp is alleged to have beaten his wife, and that's it. And they can get away with it because they have legally covered themselves, and it is a really shitty thing to do. But they can get away with it. But if he's going to get a libel or slander case or whatever it is, I think it's libel because it's in print. If I remember from Spider-Man, do you remember that? That's slander because that's not. It's in print. It's libel. One country can get it done with is this country, because our press, especially during like the 80s and 90s, were vicious. And I mean vicious. So I look, the long and the short of it is Johnny Depp. I don't believe he is. If you tell me that he was a drunk, alcoholic, cocaine snorter, I would say yeah. If you turn around and say his wife beater, I'd say no. If you turn around and you say Amber Heard's lying, yep. I would say that. That's my opinion, though. That's how they get out of it. That's my opinion, though. Happy to go.
I don't think he did. I think she exaggerates what he did. But I think the pair of them were bad. I think it was just a bad relationship. But she's nuts, and she does not deserve to be. Sorry,
he literally has just said this and this and this happened. Everyone's jumped on to say yes, I believe you. Johnny says, well, actually, this and this happened. They went, fuck off, you're a man. I don't believe you. You haven't been abused. Yeah. You're a man.
I know, because it's a sexist attitude to think that a woman can't hit a man, even though in British culture we have a thing called Punch and Judy, and in Punch and Judy, Punch hits his wife, and his wife hits him back with a rolling pin, because because it was always seen as it was a two-way street when it came to domestic abuse.
And
anyway, he then does murder his wife and children. He might want to punch that murder.
During that. During Punch and Judy, obviously, it's always where Punch goes, that's the way to do it, and does so. But then nobody's laughing at that point. When she pulls out the rolling pin and starts smacking the fuck out of him, everyone's cheering, going, yes, hit him, and that's basically
because that's a form of sexism. Yeah. And that doesn't get addressed, and that doesn't get looked into. Anyway, just to finish the story off.
Fuck off.
I just opened that run a little longer so I could press the thing to bring the story to come up. Anyway, C-3PO actor Anthony Daniels reveals that Mark Hamill was appalled with the original script for Star Wars Last Jedi. Tell me something I didn't fucking know. He told everyone that. Apparently, he told John Boyega that too. Apparently, him and John Boyega had long conversations about this, and and John Boyega understood why he was pissed off, especially with what they did to his character as well in The Last Bloody Jedi. Yeah, this is. I'll be honest with you, this isn't news, but I think Anthony Daniels hasn't got much to do at the moment. It's locked away. I need some attention of some sort. Yes, I remember that conversation I had with Mark Hamill when we went, "Have you read this shit?" That's how the conversation started off. Have you read this shit? And he's like, yes, I have read this shit.
I reckon poor Anthony Daniels, he starts every conversation with, I used to be 3CPO. Did you know that? That's how he starts everything. Every conversation. But no, did you want a Big Mac with fries, sir? No.
So hang on, who was that? Anthony Daniels was 3CPO. Who plays C-3PO then?
C-3PO. What were you going on about? Oh, don't.
If you rewind back, Nice said.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Nice. As we've established, Nice doesn't know what the Stargate in Stargate is called. Blue, Nigel. Stargate.
Ringo Starr.
Okay.
I will not make much comment on this because then I'll get on another fucking Ryan Johnson fucking tirade.
All right,
I'm just going to say Ryan Johnson is a cunt, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
mate. No, but they're useful.
They are. He's not. I think he's just an idiot.
He's not. He's just.
You can get nasty people to get things done for you, and they're quite useful when it comes to. Nigel's right. Cunts are useful to get things done. I'm afraid. Like we need one to fire Kathleen Kennedy. Bye, Kathleen. Apparently, he sent emails to him, so he had he talks about his fictional relationship and all that jazz. I can understand this. I don't. John Hamill. He's now John Hamill. He's not Mark Hamill. He's John Hamill. Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill made it very clear that he wasn't happy with these things, and there's lots of videos of him talking about we need to give the fans what they want. No, we need to concentrate on telling a story that we're going to tell. It comes like this. There are people who are trying to write science fiction. This is the first thing that gets me. People who are trying to write science fiction who know nothing about science fiction. Yeah, genre writing is quite difficult because nerds are nitpicky. Okay, they're nitpicky when it comes to the science part of it. Yeah, then you get the people where you fuck with their beloved characters. Yeah, they are nitpicky too. Combine the two, and you've got an almighty shit show.
Perfect story.
Yep,
it is. So, oh shit! Press the wrong button. It's all right. I'm still trying to get the knack of this. I've been over for a while. We've got some good news. We've got some bad news. We've got some news.
No, sad news. Sad news.
Sad news. It's sad news. It's like is this sad news?
Sad
I don't
news,
know.
people.
Sad news. Apparently, right? I know why. And it goes down to crikey! Don't press the auto. The fuck off auto. So autoplay's going on the thing. So I'm going to press play, but you're going to see some woman do bloody
some shit.
So I'm going to skip the ads there. Right. So apparently, Doctor Who confirms a shorter season for season 13. The reason for this is diversity hiring rather than hiring based on skill. Apparently, they've been having some issues. I've been hearing from is it Doomcock Overlord DVD? I think it's him. I've been watching a few things on his channels. Apparently, they've been having issues filming because they've been hiring people who don't know what they're fucking doing, and it's costing them lots of money. So we get a shit show for a really expensive price because that's the cost of diversity rather than hiring fucking proper people. I'm just like to point out when I talk about hiring proper people, it doesn't matter what color, creed, sexuality, political following, whatever they are. Yeah, they can do the job that you ask them to do. You say, "Hey, can you carry that crate from here to there without breaking our star's back?" See Batwoman as an example. That's one of the things. The other thing too is that we've got the coof, and our government is addicted to locking down because they love, they want to. They're secret. How can I put it? The secret fascists. Yeah, they're not proper fascists, but the secret fascists. They're getting close to getting there. They're trying desperately, but laws and constitutions and edicts and presidents are kind of, how can I put it, stopping them. But the long and short of it is they're pissing away money on it, so they're having to cut the season short because one, they can't film because of coof. Two, they're wasting money on doing this. And I'll be honest with you, I'm well happy. I want this to die and go away. I want Doctor Who to die. As far as I'm concerned, when Capaldi died, on that fucking spaceship, that's when he actually died. The rest was him dreaming as he was passing over to the other side. As far as I know. That's it. I saw it in my head. He was dreaming as he was passing over to the other side. Capaldi was the last Doctor. And Chris Chibnall doesn't exist. Actually saying that was a Stephen Moffat writing device that they were going to introduce if Matt Smith still existed, but they were going to cross over some weapons between the Weeping Angels, the Cybermen, and the Daleks. And what it would do, it would erase you from existence. That's what I want to use on Chris Chibnall. The erase you from existence weapon that was never put in those seasons.
Just as a bit of context, it's not because Jodie Whittaker is the Doctor.
No, it is. That's one of for me. It's one of those facts that she's shit.
No. Let me finish my thought. It's not purely because she was chosen. It was because she turned out that she was shit at the job that she's been given. She's not convincing as the Doctor. I mean, the Master. I've forgotten her name. Is it Michelle
Gomez?
Gomez. She was fantastic, and she would have been amazing as the next Doctor. Amazing. It's just because Jodie can't do the same job as what, say, she could have done.
The funny thing is, she's getting paid the same as Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi for doing less work.
Yeah,
that's equality for you because they're not paying fucking attention, and this is bullshit.
And
I have to agree with Nigel.
We watched the first few episodes, me and the family and the kids, and after 2 episodes, my kids went, "I don't like it."
Make the horrible lady go away, Nigel. Make her go away.
I don't want to watch anymore. It's boring, and so thus we never watched anymore. And my kids didn't mind Doctor Who up to that point. When she came in, it was boring and not interesting anymore. The stories were not well written. Yes, partly to do with her, partly to do with the story. I think it was the perfect storm, as you could say, with wrong stories. I think so. I think they need a rethink.
I think they need a fucking good broom to go in there and sweep out all the fucking dead wood. The long and short of it is
Kennedy.
Yeah, there should be. I think that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy had it right. We need to create a B arc, We'll create 3 arcs, The A arc for the thinkers, the B arc for the middlemen, and the C arc for the doers, And what we'll do is we just launch the B arc out into fucking space, leaving everyone else who isn't in the middle there. So we can put Kathleen Kennedy and all those useless shits on it too, and we just fire them off into the sun. That would make life so much better. Nige. I'm dreaming of a better world. And now I'm singing the Michael Jackson song. You know the one.
Oh,
please. No. Oh, it's cringe. That's like.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's like pouring liquid cringe into your ear. But the long and short of it is it needs to go. It's terrible. I'm not going to watch the one that was going to be on Christmas Day, but they decided not to put it on Christmas Day because it couldn't compete with fucking ITV. And they've moved it over to New Year's Day, and no one's going to give a shit. I reckon it'll get 3 million views max. It will not get anywhere, and that's it total for like the 7 days after for people catching up on iPlayer and stuff.
The last Christmas Day one I saw, if it is Christmas Day one, where they had John Hurt as another Doctor in it.
No, it wasn't John Hurt.
That was the 50th.
The 50th one. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm the 50th
Oh,
one.
the 50th one. Okay. That's one I saw at cinema with you. I think I saw it at cinema with you, actually, the 50th
That's the last one that really sticks
You
in my
saw it
mind.
with me.
Was it
I
you in
think
cinema?
Nigel went
Okay.
with us. I
That's
think
the
Nigel
one.
came with us.
Yeah, no, I think you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
See, they don't really stick in my mind.
Just before we move on to our next set of stories, just something to note with the Capaldi era stories, everyone was giving Moffat, they were giving shit to Moffat in regards to bad story writing. I bet you didn't. I bet you hadn't fucking tried that now. Yeah, saying, oh, he's a shit writer, blah blah blah. But what you're finding was that people were giving it shit, but his catch-up numbers were higher than his view numbers. So you were finding that people were saying it's shit, and then they were actually going back and going, "Is it shit?" And then they watched it and went, "No, it's quite good actually. What are you whinging about?" And I'll cry. I want Moffat back really badly. That goes. Yes, you, Keith, is fucking responsible for fucking Chris Chibnall. I loved Moffat. I actually liked Moffat before he even touched Doctor Who. He wrote a TV series called Chalk about a deputy head that would get himself into the most horrendous fucking situations, and it was hilarious. And I remember watching it when I was about 16, and I was in stitches. And also remember the episodes of Press Gang that he watched too. So I was a Stephen Moffat fan long before he even touched Doctor Who, and I think I was actually quite excited when I heard that, because he was the only writer I recognised when they announced the series coming back. Him and Mark Gatiss, and that's because Mark Gatiss did League of Gentlemen. So that was our TV news. One story for our TV news, and it was terrible. All right. So, oh Christ, would you fuck off with the adverts, Mirror?
Oh,
I used to use a browser called Brave, but it doesn't work on the Mac. It works on everything bar the Mac, which is really annoying because it asks for an update every time I turn it on. But Xbox urges gamers not to blow vape smoke into the Xbox X series to claim the console has a fault. Now, unfortunately, we've got Mad Mikkelsen's lovely face here from Death Stranding rather than the video that I do want to show you. Oh, look, there's baby. Oh, baby head. Because that was the video I wanted to show you. But there is, if it loads, tweet loading. There was this guy, and what he's done is there he is. There we go.
Yeah.
He vaped into his Xbox X series because he was like, "Oh my god, it's on fire! Look at this shit!" Yeah. Well, it looks. I'm completely convinced. But if you know, these fans on the new consoles take a while to spool down, shall we say, and that gives you the opportunity to blow smoke into them and cause this. I wonder if I can get this. There you go. Look. There we go. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks horrendous. But it's just vape smoke, because all he's done is he's got down to the bottom vent and he's blown it in and it's sucked it right up and out.
So that's what it does. It's all the air gets pulled in the bottom. There's a stand. It's got this really thin stand. I can tell you because I've got one. It's got this really thin stand and it's about that much of a gap, about half a centimeter, right? Pulls it in, up straight through the middle and out the top. Now, people are doing this for God knows what reason.
They're doing it for clicks and giggles. Not shit and giggles, clicks and giggles.
Clicks and giggles. And Microsoft actually had to put out a tweet saying, "I can't believe we're actually having to say this, but people, please do not put vape smoke into your Xbox One X. Xbox Series X." Fucking naming content. Yeah. So don't do it. You could break your console. And probably void your warranty. So, on the plus side, when you hold your hand above the top, you can actually feel the hot air coming out and stuff. I've seen videos of people going, "Do you know what would be cool?" And got a ping pong ball and go,
"Does that work? Does it float?"
It floats.
Okay.
I'm gonna try that because that's pretty cool. It's warm air, but you'd rather that warm air being ejected than being inside the console and overheating with the red ring of death, like previous consoles. So, yeah, don't fall for it. The smoke is vape, and just don't do it if you've got an Xbox One. No, Xbox Series X, not one. Fucking Microsoft.
Their fucking name convention is terrible. Whoever is in the marketing department needs to be fired. They go, "But I sold an extra 5 million cancels worldwide just from sheer confusion. Yeah, you pissed a lot of customers off. That's what you've done. It should be called the Xbox X4 and the Xbox S4.
Something like that.
That would do. That sounds cool. It sounds like a BMW, as I said before. But hey ho. All right, so we'll move on to our next story. This is a weird one, okay? Because something happened. Yeah, this is not fake. Something happened. All right, we know something happened, but we don't know the details of it because stories like this always take a fucking week to come out with all the proper information, right? So police escorted dozens of employees out of a Ubisoft office in Montreal after unconfirmed reports of a hostage situation. Dozens of people were escorted out of a Ubisoft building on Friday. The CBC reports that it's related to an armed robbery, but the police have not confirmed the details. Then it's like kind of some say that they barricade themselves in the conference room. Then there are reports that staff had been taken hostage. Then they received a text telling them to turn the company phones off, hide them, put them on silence. Basically chaos. It sounds like an armed robbery happened. They ran into the building, and then chaos happened.
So,
so as far as I know, the following happened. Okay, police were called out to a building. Someone barricaded themselves in an office. That's what's happened to all our knowledge. These are the things that we can confirm. Everything else is like.
So, a company-wide text went out saying, "Barricade, turn your phones on silent, and barricade yourself in meeting rooms and stuff like that away from people." This was all prompted by the police telling the owners or whoever to do that because they'd had a phone call to them, a hoax phone call, by the way, saying that there was a hostage situation, blah, blah, blah.
I've got no sign of hoax phone call on here.
No, I had to dig into the comments to find out that it was...
don't read the comments. Never read the comments. That's the general rule.
No!
You don't read the comments. Nobody reads the comments.
There.
Nobody reads the comments.
You're not equipped. You're not equipped to go in there. Don't do it.
You've got no safety helmet or goggles.
Yeah.
Where is it? Don't go right. Oh Christ Almighty! We definitely know the police were there because we've got video. I've got video. I'm looking at video of the police there.
Yeah, no, police turned up. Yeah. Hoax. Yeah, CBC News. Hoax triggered major police operation at Mile End Ubisoft offices. The police have confirmed.
Okay.
So yeah, the police have confirmed that. It's now deemed a hoax.
Now deemed
Specifics of the hoax remain unclear. I don't know. Maybe they were just pissed off with Valhalla. I don't know.
Yeah, there was some weird shit going on with Valhalla, like kind of changing the story and bits in it. We'll wait a week and then we'll find out what actually happened.
I think more details will come
buried in details.
Yeah,
because there is the report of an armed robbery happening in the area. Yeah, so we've got reports of an armed robbery happening in the area. So that would probably explain why they did it, why they were in such a fucking hurry, and probably why the police did it so quickly. And then there's the emergency thing that they've got. We've got it where I work. We have an emergency text thing where we can text everyone.
Oh,
and we've been using it for the Corona stuff. But I can imagine, if you're bored, you've always wanted to send out the alien invasion or the zombie apocalypse message. Barricade yourself, get as much food as you can. Barricade yourself in the house. Aim for the head. You've always wanted to send that text message out on the general alert to everyone in your fucking organisation.
I think my company's got one of these because they do send out text messages, but it's mostly saying, "Please remember to do your timesheets on a Monday." Useful shit like that.
No, we've got the Corona ones, and if you can't come into the office, you must make sure that you have permission beforehand. You have checked your temperature and filled out the appropriate forms. And thanks, thank you very much. Okay, all right. So, Ubisoft. I would have I would have preferred that the Ubisoft headquarters gets destroyed by asteroid would have made me happy. But hey ho, we're not that lucky. So let's move on to the next section. Almost got me drinking then. Okay, so Tuesday in the UK, despite lockdown, the Xbox X and X series were launched. And me and Nigel got one. I got an S series and Nigel got an X series. Now I'm going to go first because I know how Nigel's going to feel about this, yeah. But I'm going to go first because I want to do this because I think there are two perspectives to this, yeah. If you were a previous Xbox owner and you had Games Pass, you're going to be fucking disappointed with this.
That's my take.
Epically disappointed. But if you were a PS4 owner and not an Xbox One owner, you're going to be very happy with this. And this is the thing I find really weird. I think that this Xbox launch is aimed at PS4 owners more than it is at Xbox owners. I've got my Series S. I love it. The hardware for it is in a tiny little neat box, and I really appreciate that. It feels just a bit too thick for my liking. But yeah, it's gorgeous. It sits on my side. Considering I had the old Xbox One VCR one, yeah, you know those big fuck off Xbox ones that launch, yeah. I've got one of them, and I've got like kind of the original controller launch bits and that, and it was how can I put it? It was terrible for size wise, noise wise, perfect, but the size was just too much. This one, brilliant. It's smaller. It's Jesus Christ. I would unplug it, but I love it too much to touch it and bring it on screen. The big dimple on it, the black dimple for the fan, does look a little out of place. Just
looks a bit like
bit.
Looks a bit like a domino.
No, it looks more like a speaker, an old school speaker. Do you know what I mean? We had the old school speakers. We had the big thing at the tweeter and whatnot at the top. It looks like that. I played it. It feels like an upgrade, like when you get a new phone. So it's not the same as getting a whole new generation console. It's not like the leap between the Xbox One and the 360. This feels more like a generational kind of thing that doesn't quite fit the way I want. And I've had my Xbox Games Pass for a very, very long time, and I've played a lot of the games on there that I've wanted to play on. So all the Xbox One exclusives, like all the Gears games, love the Gears games. They're fantastic. The Master Chief Collection that was cack, shall we say, because of technical errors. I played that. I think I've played all the way through all of it apart from the third one. I think I've done every game apart from the third one, but I did the third one on the 360. So I've gone through that, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, kind of, it's not quite covering what I want. There's some games in there. There's no real showstoppers. There's no bit of software that makes you go, wow. We've been talking about the Miles Morales PS5 game. Keith's been looking at footage of it. I've been looking at footage of it, and it looks brilliant. The problem is it also looked brilliant on the PS4 too, but with the load times and stuff like that. Now, I can tell you one thing. The share function on it, and you'll find it with your one, in comparison to the PS4 for share, is shit. Please, Microsoft, fucking do something about the share thing. You dedicated an entire button to that, yeah? I can only do 2 minutes at a time. My son has got my original Xbox now. He's doing it, and he's used to sharing stuff on the PS4. He can record up to an hour on the PS4. Yeah, he can record up to an hour. He's going, why? I can only do 2 minutes, Dad. This is shit. It's like, this isn't good enough. I want to show you some bits off, and all I've got 2 minutes to do it.
It just takes. You can either tell it to record for 2 minutes or look back 1 minute. I think it is. Whereas the PlayStation 4 allows you to look back 15 minutes and record the last.
Have it
15.
look back an hour.
Oh, I've got mine. Oh, I didn't realise that being extended.
You can go to
it used to be 15.
720p though.
Yeah.
Yeah, 720p, not great, but still you have the option to go back an hour. Actually, saying that, yours is a Pro, so you probably can do an hour back on 1080p. So I missed that. The other thing or two is the share function on the PS4. You can also set to broadcast too. Now, previously you had the mixer broadcaster bit built into the thing, and that worked fairly well. There's nothing on this now. You've got a beta Twitch app on there, and me and Nige streamed. What was it? Thursday evening? Or was it Wednesday evening?
Grounded, yeah.
Yeah, we did Grounded. Thursday. I think it was. I'll say Thursday evening. We Grounded Thursday evening. The stream was okay. You have to adjust the bit rates and all the shit manually. Where on the PS4, it happens automatically, and it usually is okay, except for when there's a problem on the network. That's not great. The controller, I'm pissed at the quality of the controller because I've got my Xbox controller that I bought, lovely, beautiful red one. I always keep showing it off. I haven't got it here because my son's got it. And if you feel it, it feels premium. I mean, proper, like kind of, it feels chunky, like it's solidly made.
Question for you: does that work with the new Xbox?
Apparently, it does. I haven't tried it yet. You just hit the sync button and you sync it up.
Is that the custom one that you? Is that the custom one that you ordered? The one that you kind of designed yourself? And
no, I bought a red one off the shelf.
Okay.
Red one. I'll have a red one. I like having a red controller and a blue controller. I'm a sucker for the two controllers because when you play games, it's usually red or blue. So it's easy to think like I've got the red controllers, therefore I'm first. So that doesn't feel the same. That bit bugs the crap out of me that you feel it and it feels a bit cheap. In comparison to that's comparing it to itself. And then the other part of it I found annoying was the UI. Yeah. Now I updated my UI on my Xbox One 2 weeks beforehand, and it's exactly the same UI. Now the UI on the Xbox S is faster, but I'll be honest with you, yeah, so a little bit more convenient, a little bit quicker. That's what you get with phones. And most people have described this as an evolution rather than a revolution when it comes to games consoles, and I'm hoping the PS5 will be a revolution when I get my hands on it, because otherwise this console cycle is feeling a little disappointing. Now, given the fact that I think this is aimed more at PS4 users to get into it, we're going to hear Nigel's opinion.
Oh, you look the correct way. Good.
I had to go. It's this way on the computer, but that way in real life.
No. So yeah, he's right. I didn't have the previous gen Xbox. Actually, I did have a 360 way back, but I had that for a few months while it was backish as well. So we can't argue any points. So yeah, I got rid of my 360 because it didn't come with any bells and whistles like Wi-Fi, for example. But I traded that in for.
That was the original one, wasn't it? I think the Elite had it built in, didn't it?
Yeah,
I'm sure the Elite had it built in.
Well, I went for the 360 back then because I'd had PlayStation 1 and 2, and I went, fancy an Xbox. I bought a 360.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, I remember the original 360, you had to buy a Wi-Fi module, but then they brought out that black Elite one, and I'm damn sure that had it built in.
No, that had it built in. Okay. The Elite had it built in, but the white one, which was famous for the Red Wing of Death. That's the one I had, and I had that for maybe 4 months, and I couldn't really update it without going to my computer, which had a Wi-Fi module, because I was sharing a Wi-Fi modem with someone.
Nice, mate. I'm going to be rude. We don't give a shit about 360. Tell us about your Xbox X series. So, we know your story, man. So
my point being is Microsoft products don't seem to come with everything it needs. Whereby PlayStation,
don't get me started.
Because, and I'm saying this because now it comes with Wi-Fi and everything sort of built in, but I'm still a bit annoyed that the controller doesn't have a built-in battery in this day and age, especially as if I want one, I have to buy it separately for 20 quid for one battery and a cable. It didn't come with a cable, obviously, because it comes with a couple of batteries. I would much preferred the controller. I know it's cheaper than the new PlayStation controller, but it's okay, but
it's shit. No, it's shit.
In my hands, the controller. Yeah, okay. So coming from a PlayStation 4 perspective, I've always had a controller which I can just go plug in and carry on playing, or charge it and pick up another controller and do that. But can't do that now. Although, to be fair to the batteries, they have lasted a fair while. I am at some point going to have to buy some rechargeable batteries or plump 20 quid out for this rechargeable battery, which it should have come with in the first place. That getting that out of the way, not having the previous generation, the Xbox One generation, means that I am now open to all the Game Pass games and everything that comes with it, which I'm very grateful for, because there's a number of games I haven't played yet or had no.
Yeah, I saw that you're playing Sea of Thieves.
So, sorry, which one? Sea of Thieves. I gave that a go because I'd seen things of it, and I've uninstalled it now. So I gave it a go.
Oh, did you really enjoy it that much?
I gave it a go. Got a ship. You all, in order to get the most out of it, you have to play with a bunch of people, and I really, really, really do not want to play with randoms on the internet. I was hoping there was going to be
Whatever for? What possibly could you be your reason for that?
Keith, mate, it comes with the don't read the comments section.
Yeah.
I know,
even though when we're live, we read the comments.
I know we read the comments on our videos all the time. If you want to chime in,
hang on a second.
So,
I'm going to ask some questions here to give you some structure, because I feel you're kind of floundering a bit.
Because
I think you're over emotional. So the first thing I'm going to ask you, when you sparked it up and you plugged it into your TV, how did you feel?
Well, it had to spark up for a while, but the anticipation was killing me. But eventually, got in there and I went, right. Now what?
Can I ask you, hang on a second. Hold on a second. Can I ask you something? How did you feel when you found out that you had to update the controller?
To be fair, I've heard the PS5 controller needs an update.
Come on. The PS5 controller's got this like stunning haptic feedback stuff in there.
It looks amazing.
Spooging over. Where the Xbox controller is basic bitch controller, but now has all audio out like the PS4 controller did.
Yeah,
actually, it's a Fisher Price toy.
Yeah, there was a fucking big update. I had to update. There was 3 updates for my one.
3 updates?
I don't know about yours. Yeah, update 1 or 2. It said.
No, you have this. It comes in 3 parts. It downloads, verifies, and installs.
Yeah, each took as long as each other. I thought with an SSD that they've got in there, it would be a bit quicker.
That actually bugged me because it didn't say the size on it, because it could have been fucking huge for all I know.
Yeah, it didn't say how big it was.
It did seem to take a bloody long time to do that initial update.
It was a very long time.
It was an SSD.
And then in order for me to play a game, obviously I've got one line about for my Xbox original. So I popped that in, KOTOR, if you're wondering. I popped that in and it went, you got the thing. I'll download that for you. And it did. And it was downloading that. And while after that had finished and verified, and I decided to download another game, and I spoke to Gav, and he said, "Yeah, download Gears 4." So I did. That was.
I was making a joke because Gears 4 has a notoriously large install size. It's 100 gig, 104 gigs, I think.
110.
Do you actually download Gears 4?
I left it overnight.
The funny thing is, I downloaded Gears 5 thinking that he wouldn't be dumb enough to download Gears 4, and I thought we could play 5 together. And then when we went to go and stream, it was like, I'll download Gears 4. And I was joking. Like, shit, you took me seriously.
Well, this is the thing, because I haven't had a Xbox in so many years, like Xbox 360. I only had it for a few months. I don't know about the best Gears game. So he said 4, so I went with 4. So I've played that a little bit. It's not too bad, but while I was playing that, I did download Gears Tactics. And Gears Tactics is quite good, actually. It's very XCOM like, but with Gears characters who I don't really know because I haven't played the games very much. And it's a good game. So there's that. But what I do like about this console is I can be in one game, and I've tried it. You open up another game and let that load. If you want to go back to the game you just come out of, you pull up your menu, push the button to load it, and pop, you're back in the other game, exactly where you left it. It's very, very quick as well. Very quick in doing that. And to load a game, it doesn't take hardly any time at all. Hello, Brett.
Hang on.
So
I'm missing the comment.
So
right, okay, because
I don't know if
Right.
Gav's done this very much, but have you done the if you're in one game, I don't know what they're calling it, quick
Yeah.
resume or something between two
Quick
games?
resume. I'll be honest with you. This is a weird thing because given the fact the game loads up as quick as it can, I think the feature might be pointless. Given the fact that
I think
an
you'd
extra 2
save
seconds
maybe
you save of time,
not very much, is it? But
it costs
I've had
you.
it.
It costs you a third of your hard drive space. So I'm like,
It's it does load very quickly. I mean, I was in Gears of War 4 as directed by my friend Gareth, and I was in that, and I thought, do you know what? I'll load another game. So I was in Gears Tactics, which is good. It's a good game, Gareth. You might like it if it's XCOM.
I started playing it, and guess what I did? I downloaded XCOM 2 the moment I started playing it. When I'm fucking get my XCOM 2 copy. Where is it? Download that.
Is that
I'll tell you
Game
about that.
Pass?
I'll tell you about that in a moment.
If
It's in the
XCOM 2 is on
console.
Game Pass, man. Yeah. So I literally only paused the game in Gears 4, and then I played that for a bit, and then I went, I'll just go back to Gears 4, and I went back to Gears 4 straight in, carried on, and I was like, do you know what? That actually works really quite well. I don't know if it's quite as quick with your one with a slightly lower specs, but still, I would imagine it's quite.
The specs are the same, apart from the RAM is lower.
Yeah.
And it's designed for 1080p, and the hard drive space is lower because it's designed for 1080p. So it's exactly the same. It's pretty much exactly the same. Actually, they reported that on certain games, because it doesn't have the 4K texture pack in, it loads faster on the S.
You're
which
probably
is fucking
right,
ironic,
actually.
I think.
You're probably right.
And they were finding similar things when they were comparing the PS5 against the Xbox X series ones with the Xbox One enhanced games, because those ones were geared up for 4K, complete 4K, where the PS4 Pro were like 1440p upscaled with checkerboarding. It loaded quicker because it didn't have those giant fucking textures like you get in Gears of War 4. So we've kind of gone through those bits.
I've just gone and downloaded a bunch of games that I didn't have the opportunity to play yet. Some of them, A Way Out. I'm looking forward to playing A Way Out with you, because that's a two-player game.
I've got that downloaded. We'll stream that next.
Mutant Year Zero. I know that's a cross-gen thing, but I downloaded that, have a little go. Gears Tactics, Minecraft Dungeons, surprisingly very good. Dungeon crawler game.
It's what do you call it? It's a junior version of Diablo.
Yeah, and I
think
Diablo.
It's best around junior Diablo.
And the kids love it too.
And the one I got was Planet Coaster, because Planet Coaster was due out, and I love my roller coasters, and my son loves roller coasters too.
I think I've got that on my computer.
So he's downloaded it on the Xbox One, because he's now got my Xbox One VCR edition, and I've got it on my Xbox X, and I figured out how to have it so you can share, so we can have one account and he can go online with his friends and I can go online with my friends, and that, but I ain't telling you Nige, because I don't like it that much.
It's fine. I don't have an old Xbox One.
The point is telling you can't do anything with it anyway.
But yeah, I've just been downloading a bunch of games. I think I've used half of my allocated space so far, just going, I love that. There's loads of games on there that I'm looking forward to, but I can see your point. If you've had this Game Pass for the last 2 years or so on the Xbox One, there isn't any reason to upgrade at this point. There isn't.
No.
Although you get a slight graphical increase, some speed increase, really you can get the same from the Xbox One S. You can. And there's no next gen games out yet to make it worthwhile somebody with an Xbox One to buy the new version.
I think it's been rushed out for the Christmas thing. I think they put it out a week early because of PS5. But the thing is, the PS5's launched. And that has next gen games, that is showing off what it can do. It's a better console. Yes, the Xbox X Series, your console that you've got, is more powerful than the PlayStation on paper. But I hate to say this, but I think the PS5 is going to win this competition again. And it makes me a bit sad that it looks like it's it's not the PS5 doesn't even have to do anything to win this competition at the moment.
Look, I think it goes like this. Yeah, this version of the Xbox speaks to PS5 people. I think if you're a PS5 person and you're thinking about going over to the Xbox, this is the best time. Do it now and enjoy for the next 2 years. Okay, and then hopefully they'll have some fucking kick-ass apps. Yeah,
especially with the deal that myself and you have done.
Yeah,
with the bi-monthly thing, which Sony are not doing.
Yeah, the interest-free. Yeah, that's
interest-free, including Game Pass and the console, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Deal.
So anyway, wait, and then 2 years time you'll start getting proper full-blown Xbox X/X S apps for it.
Yeah,
and then you'll enjoy that.
There is a number of games that I see. I'm sorry. As you're saying that, they do say when you're looking at a game in the Game Pass group, if it is optimized for Xbox S/S, and so they have a bit of optimization on there for you. Whether or not that's a speed increase or graphical increase, I don't know, but they do say it in the spec bit. Sorry.
Okay. I'll repeat myself now. So if you're a PS4 owner, you go to the Xbox now is probably the best time because they've got all these games. The Games Pass will help you out. If you're an Xbox, especially if you're an Xbox One X owner, my advice: don't touch it until you get that game that they've got that you have to have. Leave it until they have that game. Until you get that game that you got, I have to have this game. You're not going to get any real benefit apart from the small life improvements. Yeah, it only works well for PS4 owners. Sorry, Xbox owners. The next generation of Xbox is built for PS4 owners.
I would extend that to Xbox One S as well as X, because the S has.
Oh no! When I say the one, because if you've got an Xbox One, yeah, all right. If you've got an Xbox One, it's what do you call it? You'll notice a difference because I've got an Xbox One. There's a difference to notice. Yeah, if you've got an Xbox One X, the difference is like razor thin, and I mean razor thin in regards to, you look at the technical tests and everything that's happened in there, and the strange lady that's poking her head out around the door in Keith's place. It's
a strange lady poking my. Hey,
you can. Sorry, audio listeners. That's a visual gag. You'll have to go to YouTube to find that one. So to do that. So I think it's a case of we need to be patient a bit. I think for me, I think probably being locked up all year probably pushed me to buy the S early. Just because I'm fucking bored and I need something. So that's a good excuse too if you need that. If you want to justify that. Say you're bored because you're locked up. All right, so let's put a fork in that, because next week we'll be talking about what, Nige?
Probably the PS5.
Hopefully the PS5 are massive consoles.
I've got some news on that for me. It's not been released. It's not being released in Thailand at the same time as it is in here. It's looking like it's 2 months away, but they have released the pricing.
Mm-hmm.
How sick do you want? So how much have you both paid for your PS5s?
I don't 450.
Yeah, but I bought a bundle, so I bought Miles Morales and an extra controller as well. So mine was 560 something.
Okay, all right, go. All right. So hang on. So let's get this right. You're not getting this imported into. You're getting this imported into Thailand, yeah? Because they're not on sale.
Maybe, but the pricing has been released for when it does get released in Thailand. What it's going to cost?
Okay, what's it going to be?
£360 for the DVD Blu-ray version.
Okay, 360. What's your tax on that?
There isn't. That's it. 360.
There's no import tax or anything on that?
No. If I import it from the UK, I'll just do it through my usual channels. But and that should escape any major tax other than just the import tax, which is usually about £12. But for the actual on-sale price in here, it's a lot cheaper. It's like nearly £100 cheaper than the UK. I was like,
okay. Nice.
That's crazy. I mean, in dollars, it's about $450, isn't it?
Yeah, but that doesn't include tax.
That doesn't,
That's the
no.
thing you have to remember. That's the fucking annoying thing in the States. That really,
Yeah.
I've moaned about this several times before. But when you go into a shop in the States, you buy something and you go, "Oh, it's £4," and then you get to the till, it's no, it's $4.25, which is £4.25. There's £4 on the shelf. Oh, it doesn't include sales tax. Why doesn't it include sales tax? What do you think I am, a small business?
It's incredibly bad system, but it's different in different states.
That's it's not different in different states. It's different in different counties in states.
Yeah,
that's where putting the sales tax on comes across, because they want to keep the price all looking the same, but one county charges 30%, the other one does 10%. I'm exaggerating, but fuck me, that annoys the crap out of me. Right, so anyway, let's move on to the Mandalorian, because we'll be all bloody evening. I want to talk about Mandalorian because right, the first things first is Keith fucking ducked out on me because I was supposed to do a review of the first episode of the Mandalorian and explain the hidden subtext behind that episode, and there is hidden subtext behind that episode, and I think there's hidden subtext behind the second episode too. Yeah, sorry, Babster. There's
hang on, Babster, come on, right? It's been 3 weeks since it's been out, mate. I mean, even Nigel's probably seen the first episode by now. If Nigel has seen something, shut up, Nigel. I'm taking the piss out of him. Let's go with it. It's because I haven't sent them to Nigel yet, but he would have seen them had I sent them to Nigel. But the point is, come on, if Nigel's seen it first, you have a problem.
But he has started The Expanse. I think you'll love that.
Yeah,
the books or the TV series, because both are good. Anyway, there's hidden subtext in the first one, and I think there is in the second one too, and it almost feels like there is in the third one. But me and Keith will talk about that separately because that'll take forever and a day to cover. Well, actually, no, it's something I want to do. So, got to the second episode, which was Planet Ice Spider. Yeah, which was just this bollocks. I'll call it now. The fucking episode bollocks. Yeah, you can't use hyperspace. All right, so why can't I use hyperspace? Because the vibrations might hurt the egg. Oh, you're crashing into a fucking ice planet and through an atmosphere and getting shot at, hitting space debris and all that stuff isn't going to upset those eggs more than jumping into fucking hyperspace. Yeah, I didn't get that. And the other thing too is that planet would have to be in the same system, so it'd have to be orbiting the same planet in order for them to travel to it. Otherwise, that journey is going to take a couple of years.
Yep.
Okay. This is where it comes back to science fiction being written by people who don't understand how science works. All right. And you know what the worst thing is? These are the first people who says we should trust the government and trust the science because you don't know what you're fucking talking about. So the Mandalorian gets right. Hang on a second. Hold on. So the Mandalorian gets given the duty of transporting Frog Lady to Ice Planet by budget discount Ellen Ripley from Aliens 1979. All statement there is absolutely true. And she takes Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is a little shit because he starts eating the fucking spawn of this woman, this Frog Lady's thing that she's got in a big tank. Because you think he's like communicating with him, and you think he's doing like the Force shit to like kind of talk to little baby tadpoles. No. That little cunt wants some breakfast. All right, he wants brekkie. He's looking at that and he's going, "Have we got some toast or bacon around somewhere? Because I'm starving." And the long and the short of it is, I don't think the Mandalorian feeds him very well. That's why he's been eating the eggs and stuff. So he does that. Yeah, he's eating fucking eggs. They're trundling through space at fucking low speed because everyone loves a low speed chase through space because that's exciting. Apparently, see Ryan Johnson as Exhibit A. So they've got the low speed chase through space, but they get attacked by two. Well, they get attacked by two X-wing pilots who are on patrol. Because they're firstly wondering why the fuck is this ship taking its time going through space? What dumbass, it's driving down the road with his handbrake switched on. Yeah, that's what they're looking at. Going, this must be something suspicious. He might be in trouble. Let's go and investigate. So he goes and investigates, and then the Mandalorian, I was calling Boba Fett then. The Mandalorian realizes that, you know what, there might be a warrant out for my arrest after I did a prison break a while back. Shit. So he makes up some shit tries to hide in El Ice Planet, which is rough as fuck. Tries to hide out in the ice planet. They get attacked by giant ice spiders, and then the X-wing pilots then save them from giant ice spiders and say, you know what, you know, we may have robbed so you may have liberated a prison ship, but you were nice about it. So naturally, we're going to give you an Amber Heard and let you go, or a mulligan, as most people know. What? What the fuck was that? What the fuck were they thinking? I watched it, and I'll be honest with you, because I have a really low opinion of The Mandalorian. I'm sorry, Keith. As I describe it as being spectacularly average, my opinion's really low. Yeah. So when I go back and review it in my head, it seems this. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, that's when I review it in my head. Okay, but I watched it and it was okay. I like the special effects. The spiders were fucking awesome looking. The kind of callback to Aliens with Baby Yoda, and considering you had budget Ellen Ripley at the beginning, clearly a callback to Alien with the Baby Yoda and him eating the spiders out of the eggs and then they all hatching and then chasing them onto the ship was quite good. And then the fact that the ship got fucked and then the two X-wing pilots went, you know what, we'll leave you. Bye. Your ship's fucked. You can only pressurize the cabin, yeah? And you've got no bathroom in the cabin. And you've got to trundle through space as it is. So that's what's that 16-hour journey, locked in a room with someone who's probably got a high-protein diet. Yeah, that's not fun. That's not fun. I can tell you that to start with. And that was episode 2. And that was incredibly boring. So, Keith, I've probably covered all your points there in a mini rant.
Well, no, I couldn't watch the end of episode 2. Nigel was taking the piss out of me last week, and I was taking the piss out of myself as well. But that all those spiders, it gave me the willies, and I mean it properly. Really, I couldn't watch it.
No, Keith. The first episode of Mandalorian should have given you the willies. It was all about willies. Seriously.
Yes, I know. The third episode, I think it was good, and they confirmed who's coming. So
yes, they confirmed who's coming, and they confirmed some other bits. So shall we move on to the third episode?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Go on. Yeah.
Let me do the preface for the first episode. Okay. All right. So it goes like this. Yeah. Mando, after trawling across space, sealed in his cabin, farting and not being able to go to the toilet with Frog Lady and Baby Yoda and her eggs, finally reached the planet of the destination. And I'm going to describe it as Space London because it's dark and fucking grey. So they land on a pad, but don't land on a pad. And then they ask fucking Squid Man, Mon Calamari dude to fix said ship, to which he does a really piss poor fucking job at. Just like most mechanics, most independent mechanics that I've come across. There might be some good ones out there. Sorry. There might even be some lady mechanics too. Anyway, he goes on the thing. He goes, right, you can tell me that there's some Mandalorian on this planet. And he goes, yeah, sure. There's a guy over there, Squid Dude. So Squid Dude puts him on his boat because we watched the trailer and we're like, what the fuck's he doing on the boat? So they're out fishing, saying that there's Mandalorian about, and naturally it's a trap because they want after his Beskar armor because that's fucking like platinum coated gold or latinum or whatever they called it in fucking Star Trek. So naturally, they set a trap for him and they try and imprison him. And then the other Mandalorian turn up to save his ass. And they finally ask, excuse me, tongue issue there. And they finally answer the question, why the fuck has he got his helmet on when we know the other Mandalorians take their helmets off? Yep. And he turns around and goes, oh, you're part of the ISIS cult Night Watch or Death Watch or whatever it is. The Watch, I think it's called, yeah. And it goes, and you fuckers don't take your things off, but normal Mandalorians always take their helmets off, yeah? How do you think we eat? You've got that straw up under your helmet, yeah? Constantly. You sound like a dick. All right? So they turn up. You've got not Cara Dune. I know the lady because I've been watching her videos.
Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff, yes, Katie Sackhoff, because I've been watching her YouTube channel. It's actually quite a good watch. She turns up as Mandalorian from Rebels and
yes,
thingy. I can't remember her name. And then naturally, the lady saved the day, where the two men just watch. And they're saving the day from a giant penis-looking creature again, coming back to episode 1, and it's all about willies. All right. So they then save the day from that, and yeah, it's Katie Sackhoff. I like Katie Sackhoff, actually. I watched that and I went, oh my God, there's a face of someone who can emote. They can actually emote. I can see emotions. I can make a connection, a human connection with this person. Then you've got the Imperial cargo ship, which they go and raid at the end, it was controlled by Bosch from the Amazon TV series Bosch, who kills himself because they're trying to reform the Empire. And I'm assuming there's some Star Destroyer somewhere out there that they're fixing up, or maybe an Executor Super Star Destroyer would be even better. But yeah, that's what happened in the episode. I like Kate Sackhoff. The action was quite good. It was quite a good episode. I would give it a C+, making it spectacularly average. Just because I don't feel there's any fucking consequences, and my connection to the fucking humans in it is quite difficult. Because it is, and hopefully he'll have an excuse to take his helmet off. And then there was the Ahsoka Katan thing at the end. Go to the planet Ahsoka Katan. She'll take over the series for you because we need strong female protagonists from now on, because we can't have strong male protagonists. Yeah. We can't see them.
That's something that slightly worries me, but I like Ahsoka Tano. I think Ahsoka Tano is a great character, and she was established pre all this crap. Bo-Katan was the name of Katie Sackhoff's character, by the way. And I have a theory that her armor is made, or at least painted, by Sabine, because she had this awesome pattern on the helmet, which looks very like Sabine art. I think Sabine is alive.
No, the thing the thing she got it from Catherine Kitson. That's why it's got those patterns on them. Okay. She's got a nice floral one and handbag match. I
think we are going to see Sabine, because I have a feeling that Sabine is with Ahsoka, because obviously she goes off with Ahsoka in Rebels. I have a feeling we are going to see Sabine, which I really hope. And I'd like to see them bringing in more characters. I have no problem them bringing in Sabine and Ahsoka, because I think the argument about them being strong women, they've already been established, and they are established characters pre-fucking 2016 Orange Man Bad syndrome.
If they bring in Ahsoka, because of the way the Rebels ended, you have to bring in Ezra to balance it out. Have the two of them together. They might do. She could be the master, and he could be the pupil. That would work. But you have to have Ezra in there as well, because they fucked off together for all intents and purposes at the end of Rebels, if I remember correctly.
So a lot of people have been speculating this week, now that Ahsoka has been mentioned, that we know Ahsoka is on this planet. We also know Ahsoka's not the type of person just to give up on Ezra, bearing in mind that Ezra saved her ass. So there is speculation that we might see Ezra as well, which would also be cool. I think bringing live action characters in this is really, really, really cool. I'd like to see the Ghost. Fuck it, they're bringing the whole fucking cast in.
I would like to see is that the Razor Crest, sorry, Razorback's fucking expands. The Razor Crest get in trouble, and have as it's like in trouble against like a couple of TIE fighters, and then have the fucking Ghost come up behind it like that. That would just be awesome. You'd be like, fan service.
Yeah. But I'm not going to lie. I'm excited to see Ahsoka live action. I do, if it is Rosario Dawson, which is pretty probably true. Although they kept the Katie Sackhoff, and the Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan, that is fan service. And poor old Katie, she's been in a lot of shit fucking sci-fi recently, and it's not her fault, because I like Katie Sackhoff as well. She's a lovely girl. I've heard her on loads of different nerdy podcasts. She turns up to these podcasts that don't have a huge amount of listeners and just appears on them. She's really nice. I like her a lot.
I think she's probably as charming as The Rock is.
Yeah.
If you watch,
I agree with you.
She comes across as charming as The Rock. She honestly has. You can see that she has those days when she's not great and this, that, and the other, but she comes across as completely charming, and it's rare to have people like that.
You can tell The Rock is a nice guy, because if you are watching in the UK, or even if you're watching in America, Spitting Image have a puppet of The Rock, but it's actually for Spitting Image. They quite like The Rock because they don't take the piss too much out of The Rock.
It sounds like you need to get someone on a podcast, Keith, or try.
Yeah, I'd love to get. Oh, fuck me! Can you imagine we got Katie Sackhoff? I love Katie. Katie, I love you. Your English accent still an American doing an English accent, but there is something incredibly alluring about it.
Yeah, that's not going to happen now, is it, Keith? After you said that,
I was going to say, if we got
well
Katie
done,
Sack
sir.
on the podcast, my wife would have to join us because she probably want to talk to her. Because she watched her do, we watched her do the Spartan race. Because she trained to do the Spartan race, and that Scott, oh man, it was, yeah.
But
when you've done,
I mean,
Spartan,
as I was,
What was her
as
name?
I was saying,
Katie?
off,
Sorry.
sack off.
Oh,
we know that what's his face has gone a bit woke and a bit playing to the crowd, but actually Bo-Katan was the one that kicked ass because she's always kicked ass, and she was the lead in the Siege of Mandalore Rebels episodes as well. So she is this kick-ass character. Did they choose her because she's a woman? Maybe. Are they bringing Ahsoka in because she's a woman? Maybe. But they can't do the Captain Marvel treatment to these characters because they've got established backstories where these characters have actually been on a journey. They've actually developed. They've actually, not always been amazing right from the fucking start. Ahsoka's character arc in all of this has been awesome. She's not a Jedi. She's not part of the Jedi. She didn't complete her training. But she is pretty fucking cool. But this is the kind of thing that I don't mind seeing because these characters are pre-established. They're not fucking raised. Yeah. They're not somebody that just managed to start using the Force fucking immediately. I mean, if you watch the early episodes of the Clone Wars, Ahsoka fucks up a lot, and I mean a lot, and she isn't fucking good at what she does.
I tried to explain. Me and my wife are in agreement about this. Is watching characters fuck up and grow much more interesting. You're not interested in the guy who gets it right from day one. They're fucking boring as hell, and that's why you like certain characters, because even it's like kind of you got certain characters. It's like what's it? Watching Stargate the other day because for some reason I've been going through bloody Stargate Atlantis, and you've got Jason Momoa's character in it, and he's like this kind of awesome warrior who looks like he can't get beaten, yeah, and he gets caught by the Wraith, and they chuck him down on the planet, and they start hunting him for sport, and they catch up with him, and they turn. Those two of them catch up with him, and they turn around and say, "Look, we'll help you take the Wraith down." He goes, "You can take them all down." He goes, "Apart from the leader, he's mine. If you touch him, I will kill you," like that. Yeah, because he's so pissed off that they've been fucking with him all this time. So he goes to fight the chief Wraith, and he's getting his ass fucking handed to him. Anyway, you got Rodney, who's like fucking uber nerd, and the Doctor, who's uber nerd, and they fly one of these little puddle jumper things down, and they shoot him with a missile for all intents and purposes, killing him in the most horrific way possible. Yeah, and he gets on the little puddle jumper as they're escaping, and he turns around and goes, "Who fired that?" And Rodney's like, kind of, because it was the Doctor, like that, and the Doctor went, "Yeah, it was me," like that. And he gives him a big hug and says, "Thank you very much," because he couldn't beat him. He realised he couldn't beat him, and he was like being all hard and that. But at the end of the day, he was struggling against him, and he was losing. And then they turned the tables on him, and he appreciated that fact. And then you got the other guy, Shepard, who was like watching the bad guy with his gun, going, "I'll take a shot, because it'll kill you if you take a shot." I know. But people like watching people. Let's come back to
I read a new rumor this week. The guy that played him did an interview, and he's heavily hinting that he's going to be involved in this new Stargate project if it gets off the ground, because I liked his character. I don't think we'll see Ronan again, unfortunately, but we might see Rodney though, and Rodney is still one of my favorite characters from all of the Stargate.
He's great because he's genius, but he's genius to the point that he has trouble communicating with people. And he says the wrong thing, and he's arrogant, and this, that, and the other. And I love the fact that in one of the episodes, they have like this gun that's pulling energy out of vacuum space. And it's pulling energy out of vacuum space, and the reason they switched it off because there was a problem with it. He fucks with it, and he blows up half a star system. And every time he touches a bit of ancient technology, they remind him that he did blow up half a star system. It's like, "You did blow up half a star system. Are you sure?" "Yeah, I'm sure."
Oh. Yeah, because I was about to say one of my favorite episodes is where where they get his sister involved, and the bit where they tell his sister he blew up. You did what?
Yeah, because every time he touches ancient technology, that's the first thing that they say. "You did blow up half a star system." But I know what I'm doing. Yeah. But you did. Yeah, no, that's his
Yeah, but
sister in
didn't
real
Samantha
life.
Carter blow up a fucking sun?
Yeah, she blew up a son.
Yeah,
By-
she's
by-
supernova the sun. So I mean,
yeah. But she did that.
It's all relative.
She did that intentionally. He did it by accident.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a difference. Yeah.
The- I have to say, I enjoyed this week's Mandalorian episode. It was my favorite so far. I did like the first episode of The Mandalorian, but that's because I liked what's-his-face, Timothy Oliphant.
That's the problem. Is
I thought he was really good in it.
You're dependent on the other cast members.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That
are completely
is true.
dependent on the other cast members.
Although my very Thai sister-in-law blew me away this week because I had to go to a Thai wedding yesterday, and I'm sitting there in fucking trousers, shirt, and fucking waistcoat and everything in really hot weather. Anyway, she suddenly goes, "Do you know who this is?" and shows up this picture, and it's fucking Baby Yoda. And I went, "Is somebody fucking pulling my leg here?" How do you know what he is? And it's from all the memes. So I started showing her, going, right, this is Baby Yoda. Yes, I know, because I was watching it yesterday. Now she wants to watch all the fucking episodes. And of course, she can't yet because the Thai Disney isn't here yet. It is coming, though, I believe. So the episodes might get subtitled. But yeah, she likes Baby Yoda. Completely blew me away, that did.
I just want to say, since I didn't know who Katie Edburn was, I did a little Google and I found out that she's dating Carl.
She
Carl
was
Urban.
She was married to him
from The Boys.
Yeah, she was.
Just quick hello, Fredo. Thanks for joining us.
She's more.
I know we've moved the story button. Yeah, get a Series S. If you've already got an Xbox One, like we said. You might as well stick with that until some proper games come out because that's what G said. He had an Xbox One, you might as well have stuck with that. I didn't. I had a PS4. I got an Xbox X and I love it. And we're both getting a PS5. To answer your questions. So
I'm getting one as well. Just I live in Thailand and it's not so easy. But I will be getting one because I need to play that Miles Morales game. It looks so fucking good. Katie Sackhoff was Starbuck.
You look like you're Jeffrey Tubening yourself.
I am a little bit. Katie Sackhoff was Starbuck in Battlestar, Nige. That's how
I sort of recognised her when I googled her and I went, is that Battlestar? I remember one episode that I watched, the first episode. She in a red dress?
No, that's her friend. No, that's her friend. Because they're mates, and they she appears on her YouTube channel quite a lot. No, Katie Sackhoff was the boyish. She started off really boyish as Starbuck, but as the series went on, she became a bit more feminine. That's really what I know from. I still love Battlestar. If you've never seen that, nice, you should see it. It is something that you should see.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. The Battlestar Galactica that was one really good TV series. I liked the small spin-off they did with Blood and Chrome, where they went back to all the original Cylons, and then you had the twist at the end that they were building the newer ones. That was awesome. Magnificent. Great science fiction. That was absolutely brilliant science fiction. Anyway,
as it was on a budget as well, it was really good. And the bit where they're flying the fucking what's its face through the freaking engine of a blown up Battlestar, that scene was so damn good, so damn good. Yes. Anyway, just hopefully, I'm going to be very jealous next week when we talk about your PS5s, especially because you fuckers are both going to have that Miles Morales game, and all I can do is watch YouTube videos going, this looks so good. But I love it. I love the opening scene. I don't know how Im and Soniac have done it, but they've nailed it. They've absolutely nailed it.
Yes, it's all right. I'm just Fredo D is just saying about the Xbox S. If you get the Xbox S, because it doesn't have a drive with it, you're going to need the Games Pass. And as we said before, it looks like you haven't had an Xbox One, get the Games Pass with it. If you can get it on the deal where you pay like 10 or 20 quid a month for the console and the Games Pass, it'll make all the difference.
I think the Games Pass Ultimate that if you did a pay monthly
$10.99 a month, I believe.
includes EA Pass as well.
Yes.
So
EA Pass. Shit. Dead Space 3 and Dead Space 3 and Titanfall 2 are probably the only things I'm interested on that.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order, actually, it's a lie. Jedi Fallen Order I downloaded, which I need to play.
I
Anyway, think it's time we moved on because we've kind of drifted a bit. So it's time for I've jumped the gun already. Oh. The gun, and what the fuck am I doing? Okay, so Keith picked this one up apparently. Dad left.
It was the only good one on. It was the only good one on there.
Dad left without eyebrow in hilarious face mask fail after covering his entire face. Now, I've done a few of these face peel things before, and I can tell you one thing: I've got a beard, and getting some of the bits stuck in the beard, that ain't fun. It ain't fun at all. So, I can tell you one thing: if I pluck my eyebrows, it makes me want to cry. Just on that right on the nerve edge there. So, him losing an eyebrow, I feel very, very, very empathetic towards this. Let's have a quick look at the video here, and just see as they peel.
Oh no!
My wife did something similar to me. Oh wow! He's taking off his freaking eyebrow.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Look at the poor lad.
That poor man.
Oh, imagine going to the shops, you've got no eyebrows.
Yeah. The worst thing, you know when I really appreciate the gym's closed at the moment. I really appreciate my eyebrows when I'm at the gym and I'm sweating into my fucking eyes. That's my eyebrows are really appreciated. Oh look, we've got a training here.
Ovation.
So we'll talk a moment in a minute. But yeah. So have you guys ever done a face peel or anything similar to it?
Nah.
Oh, he's lying. He's lying. My mate Chuck here says we're all married to the same woman. My wife put this bloody crap on me before. It was a few years ago, but yeah. I shouldn't really admit this on my live stream, but when I was first sort of dating my wife, it was like, it was a really new relationship. I did get my back waxed. Never again.
Okay.
Never again.
Oh dear, Keith.
I'm telling you, sex is not worth that much pain.
Then again, I'm sure our wives can say similar things when we talk about waxing.
Yes, true.
Okay, because it does go both ways. Yes. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap this up. Even though cracky, I cannot say his name. How do you say his name? Dronography.
Kofication. His real name is just so awesome. It's Chuck Kovac. It sounds, because what my buddy over at the drone thing says, sounds like Chuck a stunt man. Yeah, exactly.
Fists of Chicago.
Brilliant. The one thing is we have boring names in the UK. They're just they are boring. American names are just so much more.
Some are and some aren't.
Yeah, true.
Felix Baumgartner, the guy who jumped in his face. That's the fucking name. Is it Felix Baumgartner? I'm sure it's Felix Baumgartner.
I don't care. I like that name.
It's like Felix Baumgartner. Anyway,
can you imagine in school doing the register every day?
Baumgartner.
Baumgartner.
For me.
He's guarding the bums, miss. He's not here.
Right. Well,
Fredo was saying, did we see the Xbox smoke? It was vape. Yeah, we covered that at the beginning. I saw that video.
Rewind, mate. We've definitely covered that one because that was it was an interesting one because I saw the video first before I saw the explanation. I'm like, fuck no. And then I was thinking, great, Nigel's got one of them. If it's going to happen to anyone, it's going to happen to Nigel. Yeah, that was my first thought until I found out it was
I saw that and I was looking at my WhatsApp going, Please, nice. Please, nice. Please don't happen to you. Please don't happen to you, nice. Please don't.
No, I knew it was not going to happen because I don't have a vape.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. No, I didn't know it was vape though. I thought it was overheating. I thought,
No.
Christ.
No, that vape smoke is so distinctive.
We don't have red rings of death now. We just have full on smoke.
Right, hang on a second.
With the smell of apple.
Yes.
I'm not
Don't
quite
get me
sure.
started.
I'm not quite sure where we covered the Xbox stuff, but you will have to go back maybe half an hour, I think. It's about the hour mark.
Right, before we go, because we should have gone, but for Fred OD, this is what the Xbox S series looks like. It is one of the tiniest consoles since, probably like the Master System I've ever come across. Yeah,
it's tiny.
I like this as a piece of hardware. I really like. It does seem a bit mad with that bit on, but I'll be honest with you, you don't really look at it. But yes, you're right. He brought out the ping pong floating ball, which you need to do, Nigel.
Yeah, I said that. I've got a ping pong. I'm going to give that a go.
Nigel floating ping pong balls.
I will do that. I'll fire up the X and I will float a ping pong ball.
And on that note,
just as a final word before we say ta-ra. Yes, we know it's out in the US and we're insanely jealous.
Chuck sent me pictures and I've forgotten that it came out a week early because I was going, how does his mate manage to get it that early? And I thought, oh no, bugger, they've got it a week early, haven't they?
Yes.
But then I've been watching all those Spider-Man videos since then. So
yes, Keith tells us blue lights make things look
cool. No.
He's in the same camp. He's in the same camp. Well, we will find out on Thursday when it's released.
Things got blue light there.
Just is that a mini camping stove?
Anyone else before we go?
At least mine.
I was laughing at the fact that you changed your lights at the back. Just to think. Then I saw Baxter's comment.
Is that a mini camping stove? Well, at least mine only gets mixed up with a fridge.
Redundant.
Yeah. And on that note, we're all going to say goodbye now. Bye, guys. Rewind the podcast. Bits you probably missed.
Maybe half hour, 40 minutes.
That way.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you. Anyway.
You can rewind it and the Inglorious, whatever.
Anyway, guys, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks for joining us.
There's one point you really look like you were having a wank, Keith.